I mean, it's the same thing as this past weekend at the NCAAs, I mean, you look at it, especially for 97 kilograms, besides Snyder and Cox, everybody's relatively young, everybody's relatively anywhere from 23, maybe 22, maybe the oldest, I think 26, 27, right? So it's not like they're that much. I mean, they're older than me, but it's the same thing as this weekend. Everybody's like, well, these guys have so much more experience than you, but it's like, I've been putting myself in these mental scenarios, my whole life. I've been knowing I was going to chase this and get here, so it's not a surprise to me. And at the same time, in these scenarios, I feel like for freestyle, at least, it's definitely a benefit to me just because of the way I wrestle, just pushing guys out of bounds, get them to the edge. Guys can't really stall like they do in folk style, so they can't really do that stuff. But yeah, I'm going to approach this the same mindset as the NCAA, everything to gain. I'm young, nothing to lose. Go out there and wrestle and leave it on the mat. And whenever I do that, I mean, I'm a dangerous guy. So I think people are going to be surprised, just like they were at the NCAA tournament. A lot of people doubting me. They're gonna see I didn't come to play around. So I'm excited. I'm still feeling pretty good, man. I'm using this, this momentum that I gained from the NCAA tournament. I mean, honestly, starting at Big 12s, getting the most outstanding wrestler, just carrying that momentum with me to the NCAAs and then carrying that momentum to the Olympic trials. I'm really excited. Quick turnaround, it's kind of hard with a quick turnaround like this. 2 weeks later after winning NCAAs, I'm going to be stepping on the mat, wrestling some guys who are wrestling freestyle all year round. So you really got to work on your transitions quickly. Transitioning from freestyle to folk style or folk style to freestyle. But for me, freestyle, has always been my favorite style. Just 'cause I'm so powerful. Push guys out of bounds. You don't have to really work for the takedown on the edge. I mean, you can, but it's always easier to get the push out. Transitioning leg lace and gut wrench versus cheap tilt, that's a huge thing right there. But and then mat awareness. Mat awareness is the biggest for sure. I've drilled that a lot. Edge the mat awareness, not getting pushed out, circling, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling really good. Give it I think it took like a day and a half off just because my body was kind of beat up. NCAA tournament's it's a long tournament because you got to make weight 3 times. You got to wrestle tough guys, multiple matches, and then you got to, go back and relax and try not to get too amped before the matches, So it's a long tournament and it'll take a toll on you sometimes. I was very sore and beat up. So I took a day off, day and a half. And then I was back in the weight room trying to put on some weight because there was a big weight difference, between NCAAs for me, 197 going up to 213 and a half. So I really had to bulk up. Yeah, so that was the biggest thing. And I'm actually just telling you guys this. Nobody really knows, but I'm going 97 kilograms. So they found that out in the weigh-ins. That was like yesterday when it was released. I wasn't telling anybody, seeing if anybody's going to start studying me. I know they're going to try to do that. But yeah, it was a quick turnaround. And the biggest thing for me that really limits my training, I'd train 4 times if I could. The biggest thing for me is just staying healthy. Because at my level, whenever you train this hard, at least, I mean, an hour for me is a lot. I used to go multiple sets of 2 hours, but if we go a hard hour now at the Cowboy at Oklahoma State Wrestling Room, I mean, that's a hard workout, and it's just being smart, letting your body recover between workouts and stuff. You gotta recover too, because you don't want to, have these injuries, especially like nagging injuries that, they can get from doing so much. But right now we're taking up a notch. I'm going 2-3 times a day. I'm doing a heavy lift, a heavy workout in the wrestling room, and then so a little bit of conditioning type stuff, stance and motion, maybe some sprints, maybe a little cardio. So yeah, it's a lot. My dad gets the opportunity. He's coming too. So my family, they're just going to stay with family members. So it's great. I'm really excited to have my family, be there, get tickets and watch me. I mean, it's been my dream to, do this. And now the fact that they get to watch me do it and they know, all the work that's been put in from such a young age, they've been there, they've seen me miss the family functions, sometimes miss the birthday parties, so they understand, the sacrifices that have been made by me and my family, to get me to this point. And, I'm not gonna let them down. I put on the line and I'm a performer. I stress this so much. I emphasize it that like whenever it's like the big stakes, I mean, I show up, and I'm going to show up and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take what's mine. I feel like none of these dudes are putting in the work that I'm putting in, making the sacrifices on or off the mat. I'm sure they're doing the same things, but I don't think to my degree, at this level. So we'll see. That's just my belief, and we'll see if it's true this weekend.
For more information, you can visit TULSAworld.com.